Welcome to Workday HCM Managing Positions. In this session, we'll review how to manage filled and unfilled positions with hiring restrictions, temporary assignments, and hiring freezes. When you manage a supervisory organization, you'll need to manage staffing. This includes any filled and unfilled positions and hiring restrictions. The type of action you can take depends on the position's status and staffing model type. In the job management staffing model, you set hiring restrictions on the entire supervisory organization, so you can only edit filled job data. For unfilled jobs, you can edit the supervisory organization's hiring restrictions by selecting the organization's related actions. From the menu, select Organization and then the Edit Hiring Restrictions option. You should edit hiring restrictions when you want to change, add, or delete any restrictions. This task will update the restrictions, but it will not change any worker data. In the position management staffing model, you create individual positions for each worker and separately set hiring restrictions for that position. When you have an unfilled position, you can edit any hiring restrictions, but you cannot edit the position's worker data. You can only edit worker data when the position is filled, regardless of the original restrictions. It's important to note that you should only edit filled jobs and positions to record a small change that is not a promotion, demotion, or transfer. For these types of events, you should use the Change Job business process. Additionally, you have the option to initiate and manage temporary domestic, international, and additional assignments with the Add Job task or the Change Job task. Each task provides a different level of control over the temporary assignment by using a different business process. If you assign a temporary assignment with the Change Job business process, you'll need to define the hierarchy of the jobs. Therefore, when the temporary job's expected assignment end date occurs, the temporary job expires and the worker reverts to their primary job in the system. However, if you're unsure of an exact end date, you can use the Add Job task, which initiates the Add Additional Job business process. This provides you with more flexibility in assigning temporary assignments. To end an additional job or temporary assignment, you can use the End Job task. When managing staffing, you can choose to close a position or initiate a freeze. When you close a position, you permanently end the ability to fill and rehire into that position. Note that you can only close unfilled positions. If you close a position in error, you can rescind the closed position business process. You can also apply a temporary freeze on a position or supervisory organization. This includes filled and unfilled positions. Since positions using the position management staffing model are individual openings, you can initiate a hiring freeze on specific positions. You can submit freeze and unfreeze actions using the Manage Position Freeze task. Indicate a freeze or unfreeze date, and select the Frozen checkbox to proceed with a hiring freeze. When you freeze unfilled positions, the system uses the Freeze Position business process, which can include additional approval steps. When a supervisory organization uses the job or position management staffing model, you can choose to freeze and unfreeze an entire supervisory organization and any selected subordinates. You can access this task from the organization's related actions. From Staffing, select the Manage Organization Hiring Freeze option. This task does not initiate a business process. From the task, place a hiring freeze on the supervisory organization and any subordinates by selecting the Hiring Freeze checkbox. When complete, the organization displays the details of the hiring freeze on the Staffing tab. You can unfreeze hiring by clearing the hiring freeze checkbox on the corresponding task. In this session, we reviewed how to manage filled and unfilled positions in job openings with hiring restrictions. We also discussed how to manage temporary assignments, and hiring freezes when staffing. Thank you for taking the time to learn with Workday.